Hello everyone, I'm Nick Gladden with MWR Community Recreation. Today we're going to go over a few things to get you started snowboarding. The first thing we're going to go over is board selection. When picking a board out, the most important thing to consider is your weight. If you pick a board that's too short for your weight, you're going to be more likely to lose control, catch an edge, and have a bad time. If you pick a board that's too tall for you, you're going to have a hard time maneuvering the board. For example, a rider 110 to 120 pounds is recommended to have a board 142 to 148 centimeters. 120 pounds to 130 pounds would be 144 to 149 centimeters, and so on. A quick, less accurate way to size up your board is to take it and put it up to your face, and if it's between your nose and your collarbone, it's going to be about the right size. If you're a beginner snowboarder, you're going to want to go a little bit higher so you'll be more stable on your board. There's two different stance orientations when snowboarding: regular and goofy, or regular, which is left foot forward, or goofy, which is right foot forward when you're heading down the mountain. A quick way to determine this is pretend you have socks on and you're about to slide across a slick floor, and whichever foot you're more inclined to put forward is going to be your stance orientation. Now we're going to go over binding setup. So after figuring out your stance orientation, you're going to want to get your bindings dialed in. This is a very important step for your riding comfort and will vary slightly from person to person because it's ultimately your comfort and preference. My recommendation though for a beginner is to have your front foot at no more than a 15-degree angle forward and your back foot at around 0 degrees or perpendicular to the board. This one is set up for a regular footed person or someone left foot forward and has a slight angle forward on the front foot and a perpendicular back foot. To adjust your binding angle, you're going to take the screws out and move the base plate in the binding so that the degree marker on the base plate and the arrow indicator on the binding point to each other. So right here you'll see 0 degrees, so that 0 is going to want to line perfectly up with this little marker right here. Press it into place, screw your binding back in, and you're good to go. Also, when positioning your bindings, you're going to want to screw them in so that your stance is about shoulder width or slightly wider. You'll see you have lots of options here, and you can put them towards the front or back of the board for your comfort. When picking out your snowboard boots, sizing is important. If you're between sizes, I would recommend to size up. If your boot's too tight, your circulation will be restricted. You're going to have cold feet. Most boots nowadays will have an outer boot and a removable liner inside. Putting them on, make sure that you snug that inside liner up before you tie the laces on the outer boot. Next, we're going to go over some snowboarding apparel. Snow pants and gloves are probably going to be your two most important items you're going to have on the mountain. A good jacket is recommended as well, but you can get away with a couple base layers and a windbreaker or a raincoat. Proper snowboarding pants are important because they will be semi-weatherproof as to not let snow or moisture in. If you're a beginner, this will be especially important because you're going to be spending a lot of time sitting in the snow. At the bottom of your pants, you'll notice an elastic gaiter. These go on the outsides of your boots and help keep snow out of your boots. If you get snowboard-specific pants, they may have a little metal clip here on the front. Attach this to one of your laces to keep the gaiter in place. Gloves are another important item you're going to want to make sure you have a quality pair of. Main thing is you're going to want to make sure they're weatherproof and breathable. The more common cause of wet gloves are sweaty hands and non-breathable materials. Come see us at Building 1362, Port Weenievie Gear Rental to pick up your boots, board, and snow pants. You can also pick up discounted lift tickets for Bear Mountain and Mammoth at the MWR ticket offices.